I had this whole video written and planned about how depressing the COVID lockdown is, and instead of that, I kind of wanted to try something different. So I haven't been to Manhattan in about 2 months, and I want to take a little stroll to the borough because it's such a nice day out. It's like 56 degrees, something like that, gonna be 60 degrees, and I don't know, I miss it. I watch a lot of YouTube videos from before Corona where it looks so beautiful around this time of year, and I want to document it. I want to go to Times Square, which is something I never thought I'd say since moving here. It's for the culture. I want to go around Central Park. I want to go to Prince Street for the pizza. Maybe I'll have like a cool little outing as long as I stay, you know, proper distance, etc. And also, disclaimer, I'm going to be filming this vertically. I want to give myself a challenge, you know, make the composition unique. That's the stop I'm sitting on. Wow, holy shit. Oh my god, that's beautiful. I don't even know if the camera will pick this up, but this is amazing. Whoa. This is so dramatic. Like, holy shit. It has been so long since I've been in Manhattan. Wow. That was a genuine reaction. Oh my god, this is incredible. So, right there is Central Park. I ride my skateboard there very often. I have not been here in nice weather in a long time. The first time I've set foot in Manhattan since like March 19th, and I'm filming this on May 12th, so effectively it's been 2 months. Speed limit 20 horse. And look at this beautiful Billionaires Row. There's a building being built right there, right there. See, this is why the vertical video is nice, because like a place like New York City is very vertical. Like, to be able to do this easily on camera, that's pretty nice. So I guess this is probably a good time to maybe talk about what it actually has been like living in New York during this whole time. It's a mix of really slow and really intense at the same time, but I'm okay. I got my antibody test back and they came back negative, so I am fine. It's possible that maybe in the future I'll get it just by the nature of the virus, but I think we know a lot more now as of May 12th than we did when the whole thing started. We know way more about this virus. So I like to believe as a human species as the ability to just congregate and try to overcome this thing. We can do it. You know, it's not a lost battle. We just have to work together. There's a lot of space here. There's a bird. And just that skyline, my lord. Okay, ignore the crazy hair and the wind, but I just had an incredible discovery. I had on my computer this picture of 57th and Broadway, like just the specific greenway that I had no idea about, like that I took years ago. I took it in 2012, 8 years ago, more than 8 years ago today, because I was in New York City in April for some reason in 2012. I don't really remember why, but I took a picture back there, and I'll put it on the screen. Like the top is the past and the bottom is the original. I had like a Samsung camera phone, a Samsung Bright Side, I think was the name of it, that like had the worst wobble. It was so bad. or the worst like rolling shutter. That's the term that I'm looking for. The worst rolling shutter. Oh my god, it was terrible. It's just crazy. I didn't think I'd be able to find that anytime soon, let alone today. It hasn't really set in with me that I am in Times Square, because like it technically is Times Square where I'm at, but like it's really not until I go a little bit more down that way, but a little bit more south. But like even this part, this is like 50 in between 51st and 50th on Broadway, even this part would be crazy packed right now. But like as I am actually walking to Times Square where all the signs and stuff are, there's nobody here. Like nobody. You never see this. It feels like I'm in a movie because Times Square is crazy. The Sbarro is closed. Not that anyone should go to Sbarro. Yeah, holy cow, this is nuts. There's some people here. I do see like a couple people. It's not completely dead. Now we're getting into the actual heart of Times Square, where you see like all these signs and all this advertising and stuff like that. It's weird. The 49th Street station with the NRW is completely void of activity. You can like kind of experience this at 4 in the morning, but this does not happen. This is so weird. This is usually packed with people. All of this. Like, look at that. There's the building. Here's all the signs. It's Times Square, baby. This is New York. This is picturesque New York. I really cannot communicate how weird it is that I'm able to do this. I genuinely can't. There's no mascots here trying to hustle. There's no like crazy amounts of people. It doesn't even smell like Times Square. Like I kind of smell that food truck, but it doesn't smell like Times Square. It just smells like normal. This is like a May. This is mid-May in New York City, and it does not smell like it. I just walked past the naked cowboy, who is right over there. There he is. He is still here. The naked cowboy is an iconic character of New York City, of Times Square for those who don't know. We are starting to approach the very iconic Times Square 42nd Street subway station that is home to like 11 trains. Just an insane amount. And there's the building. There's I think that's an NYPD station. And just all this advertising. This is like, for me, probably the most iconic part of Times Square. Because there's also the Walgreens, and it's dead. It's dead on a Tuesday afternoon technically. This is crazy. Look at how nice it is. Usually these streets are just packed with people. I cannot emphasize how quiet this is. Alright, so that's pretty much it for Times Square. There's another entrance to the subway station right over there, and there's like a couple more signs and advertisements and stuff like that. But I think now I'm going to walk to Herald Square, which is my old stomping grounds. I used to commute to Herald Square every single day of the weekday. Something else about walking around Manhattan around this time and why it's cool to document it is because tourism isn't a thing right now. It just doesn't exist. It can't. All the things that people would want to do are impossible to do. Like, even new stuff like Hudson Yards, which is basically just a glorified mall, is not possible to do. Malls are not allowed to be opened. Pretty much. You get to see who actually lives in New York City. So we have walked about 9 street blocks, and this this right here is my stomping grounds. 34th Street, and then to the left is Herald Square. I'm saving that one for a minute, but this is really weird to be walking around because it's always packed. 34th Street is like a shopping district. It's a little more low key, but like from edge to edge, it's like all shopping, especially in like the midtown center of Manhattan. It's where Penn Station is, it's where Herald Square is, Hudson Yards is like on 10th Avenue, 11th Avenue. It's like a very heavy foot traffic area. It's a little less known compared to like Times Square or Central Park or whatever, but this is a big area in New York City. It's the Garden. There's the M20. This is the most dead I've ever seen Penn Station outside of like 2 in the morning. All of these stores are usually open, and they're definitely not. There's the NJ Transit. That's the Long Island Railroad. Wow, what are they doing over there? Renovations? Interesting. I'm gonna get Krispy Kreme. Right there, Krispy Kreme. I got the donuts. They were very friendly. This is weird. So one thing that you might be noticing about this does not look like normal Penn Station. This part does. This is Penn Station. This part though does not. All the scaffolding, because there's a massive renovation going on in Penn Station, and this is so weird. I have to interrupt for a second. I have to go off topic. The fact that there's like no one here and all of these restaurants are closed, as far as like I can tell, that's bizarre. So this appears to be the very edge of Penn Station, and the only train I see is that New Jersey Transit, this one right here. That's the only one on a Tuesday afternoon in Midtown Manhattan. There's so few trains. Okay, so that's enough Penn Station. Let's go to Herald Square. The donuts are very good. It's been a long time since I've had Krispy Kreme. I miss it. This is Herald Square. All of this. Again, so as someone who has worked around this area every single day for the most part of a year, over a year, this is very strange to be in right now. There are about as many people here as I remember from a few months ago. It's maybe a little less strange because I haven't, I was here when the COVID attack was really starting to get bad. I'm gonna throw out my trash here. But, I used to walk this every single day. It's crazy. I'm gonna get some pizza. There are very few things more beautiful than life than a dollar slice in New York. I stand by that this is some of the best pizza, dollar slice pizza, that you can get in the city. It's 99-cent pizza on 31st and 6th Avenue. Check it out. Oh, it's been so long. It's been way too long. This is where that famous post-credits scene in Spider-Man was filmed. Homecoming? No, Far From Home. This is where that famous scene was filmed. I went to the movie theater like right over there for that movie. It was really bizarre. This is a pretty iconic shopping and semi-residential district in Manhattan. Right over there is the Chelsea Market, which is very famous. And it's just a cute little area. A very rare plot of unused, overtaken land in New York City. It's very pretty. Just having this whole chunk here. Here is the famous Union Square, where a lot of things happen, a lot of people come, a lot of students hang out. I guess there's someone being interviewed over here. That's pretty cool. This is surprisingly populated. I was expecting a lot less than this. Usually there is a ton of people. Like, do not get me wrong, this is still low. But there are quite a few people here. Here's the famous stairs. I've met people around here, like, met up with people around here. Oh, and there's this famous thing. I actually know this area, this whole area, surprisingly well. This is where Strand, Flight Club, there's I think a Regal here that's pretty iconic. Yeah, there's just like a bunch of stuff. So now I'm waiting for the R train to go to Prince Street, because that's where one of my favorite pizza places in the world is, and I actually see it right now. But this right here is the train, right there. It's a nice fancy R train, so that'll get me to Prince Street pretty quick.
This is a Brooklyn-bound R local train. The next stop is 8th Street, NYC. Brooklyn-bound R local train. The next stop is Canal Street.
I got the very famous Prince Street pizza right there. It's not the usual box that it comes in, but I am so happy that I was able to snag some of this today. So I did not intend to already get to here, but it appears to be that I am actually approaching Chinatown. So Chinatown actually is fairly busy right now. I'm seeing like the most amount of people here. It's very quiet though, but like I do see people around. This is more of a residential area than Midtown Manhattan, that's for sure. But wow, it is kind of crazy just how peaceful it is here. Now we're in the middle of big Chinatown. This is like, this is Canal Street. This is really iconic in New York City. Yeah. This is a store I've always wanted to go to. Unique Hype. I cannot wait to go there once it's safe to do so. Here is the park. It's a very famous park in New York, and we can actually pass by one of my favorite places to get dumplings because it's $1.25 for like 5 of them. It's amazing. You are never gonna get dumplings that cheap anywhere else. So unfortunately, Tasty Dumpling is closed. That is the place that you go for $1.25 dumplings. And this bench looks pretty good to sit. I already ate the first slice, but this pizza is, in my opinion, the best pizza you can get in New York City. Hands down. So I am extremely full from that pizza. If I were to hop on the train right now, I'd fall asleep. So I am instead going to try to find I found the World Trade Center. It was literally right around there it is. It was literally right around this building. So I'm gonna go to that. This right here is the famous World Trade Center. Looks like they're doing a little bit more construction. Oh my god, it looks like 2 World Trade Centers actually being built. That's cool. But yeah, that's the famous, I think that's called the Oculus. And then this is just a big area. I like them. I like that one. And just like everywhere else in New York City, there is absolutely, definitively nobody here. It's pretty crazy. Pretty crazy. But yeah, that's this place. I guess it is time to go home now. I'm on my way to the Fulton Street subway station, which is conveniently right here. This place is absolutely gorgeous. My god. Look at that. Look at that. Oy. I also forgot one thing about this specific subway station, is that they wanted it to be basically the Times Square of downtown Manhattan. So there's a million trains that run here. I think there's like 12 subway lines that run through here, not including the PATH train. So there's actually a lot of separation when it comes from Fulton Street to World Trade Center, which is technically where my subway is located. You know, it's just something you gotta remember when you're navigating the subway system. That big mega stations like this, you know, take a little bit of walking to navigate. I am now at my station. I wait a couple minutes for my train to get back home, and then I'll be done. I've been to this station. It's called Cortlandt Street, technically speaking. I've been to this station many times. Many times. And now I wait.